everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got the third game, the rubber game of this series between the Chicago Cubs and New York Giants. Leading off for the Chicago Cubs, playing first base Phil Cavarretta, batting second, playing right field Riggs Stevens, batting third, playing left field Hack Wilson, batting fourth, playing center field Kiki Kyler, batting fifth, doing the catching is Johnny Kling. Batting sixth, playing shortstop Ernie Banks. Batting seventh, playing third base Woody English. Batting eighth, playing second base is Johnny Evers. And on the mound, batting ninth and doing the pitching is Mordecai Three Finger Brown. And to the New York Giants starting lineup, the home team, we got leading off playing second base Frankie Frisch. Batting second, playing third is Freddie Lindstrom. Batting third, playing first base is Bill Terry. Batting fourth, playing center field Willie Mays. Batting fifth, playing left field Mel Ott. Batting sixth, playing right field Ross Youngs. Batting seventh, doing the catching Roger Bresnahan. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Travis Jackson. And batting ninth on the mound, doing the pitching for the Giants is Jeff Tressler. Now let's get down here to Polo Grounds and get this game started. And to lead it off for the Cubbies is Phil Cavarretta, batting 276 with a homer and 5 RBIs. This is Jeff Tressler's third appearance. He's 1-1 with a 5.11 ERA. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball out the maze in center field for out number one. One up and one down here in the first. Rick Stevens grabs the bat and comes up to the plate. Batting 333 with 4 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Terry. He takes it himself for out number two. As 007 joins us here. Check out his great channel, folks. Doing the 2008 inside pitch replay, playing every game. Check it out. And now you got Hack Wilson up, batting 145. He's got 4 homers and 14 RBIs, though. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Jeff. He fires over to first, and the Cubbies go down 1, 2, 3. To the bottom of the first we go. With the Cubs nothing, and Giants coming to bat with Frisch, Lindstrom, and Terry. Oh, you're welcome, bud. Like I say, you do a great job over there with that, playing every game. Yep. And Frankie Frisch is up. He's batting a .196. No homers and 4 RBIs, going up against Three Finger Mordecai Brown. This is Brown's 4th appearance of the season. He's 0-3 with a 4.5 ERA. You see the team comparison. The Cubbies are 8-7. They've scored 63 runs on 2 homers. No stolen bases have been caught once. And the Giants, they're 9-5. They've scored 84 runs, hit 41 homers, stolen 2 bases, and haven't been caught. And here's the pitch to Frisch to start the bottom of this inning, and that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Kiki Kyler catches that for out number one. Brings up Freddie Lindstrom now. Excuse me, Freddie. He's batting 279, 7 homers and 14 RBIs. And he started the first 2 games against these Cubbies with hitting home runs in the bottom of the first. Can he do it here in game number 3 of the rubber match game? And nope, that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Kyler makes the catch. Plenty of room out there in the Polo Grounds for that. And that'll be out number 2. And that brings up the man with 2 first names, Bill Terry, batting 226 with 2 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be another fly ball, and that's going to be out to center field again. So 1, 2, 3. I think all 3 putouts was to center field, if I remember right. So Kyler sets a record held by many. Let's see if I'm right. I believe it was all 3 were fly balls to center. Yep, all three fly balls were to center field. Like I say, a record held by many. Kiki Kyler, speaking of Kyler, he'll lead it off here in the top of the second, followed by Kling and Banks. And Kyler's batting 230 with a homer and 8 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one. Kyler having a game right now, and that's going to be blasted into left field. And that rolls out there in the deep part of the park, and Ott gets to it. But Kyler's rounding second, and he's going to be in with a leadoff triple. So Cubs got to go ahead run down at third. Nobody out here in the second. Giants will play back, trying not to give up the big inning. No trade to run for an out. Johnny Kling's up, batting 306. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be 19. Is that down the third? Yep, that's going to be down the third. 36 and a 6. Should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be. And the runner's going to be out at home, but the batter will get down the second on the rundown. So we got a ground ball down the third, and the batter will get 2 bases on the rundown. So Kling's down at second now with 1 out, and it didn't get Kling down to second. That's what I was afraid of. Let's try this again. It's probably not going to get it done. We'll try it again here. So we'll try it this way, just like it says it's a grounder. We'll try the 5-2-5 batter. 2 bases. Maybe just 1 base. Let's see if this works. That doesn't work. So it's only going to let me do that, right? 5-2. Yeah, it's only going to let me do that. It's not going to let me do the rundown. Yep, it's not going to let me. Alrighty, so we'll just have to advance the runner. Just have to advance the runner. And runner, is that how it's done? Nope. Alrighty, let's see how you advance the runner here. Give me a second. It's been a while since the game wouldn't let me do this. Give me a second here, folks. Let's see here. Okay. Just do runner advance here. And that'll get him down to second. Not the best way, but he's down there. Hey, Ken. Yeah, Cubbies had a runner on third and nobody out. And he got in a rundown. And Kling was able to make it down the second on the rundown. That brings up Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks, only batting 117. Does have 3 homers, though, and 8 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Banks. And that's going to be against a 20. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And And he's going to look the runner back to second, fire over to first. And that'll be out number 2. And are the Giants going to get out of a leadoff triple with nobody scoring, folks? Now you got 2 outs. Runner still down at second and English up. So it's going to take a 2-out base hit. Oh, thanks, Ken. Yeah, appreciate it. And Woody's batting .222 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. So English trots on down to first. Now you got first and second for Johnny Evers up. And Johnny with a chance here to get a run on the board. Batting .185. No homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be another base on ball. So Jeff walks the bases loaded. And it's up to Mordecai himself, Brown, to bust this game open. And Brown is 0 for 5 on the year. But you guys know we don't need no stinking DH on this channel. Let's see if he can deliver here. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jeff gets out of the bases loaded. A runner on third and no outs with no run scoring. Remember this inning, folks, if the Cubbies lose. We go to the bottom of the second, still no score. You got Mays, Ott, and Young due up here in the bottom of the second. Mays is batting .314, 7 homers, and 16 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. So they walked the leadoff batter. And as you can see, the Cubbies have struck out 90 times. They've walked 56, hit 29 doubles and 10 triples, where the Giants have struck out 65 times, walked 53, hit 24 doubles and 9 triples. And Willie down at first with Mel out, and he's batting .222. Ott is with 4 homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Kyler. That's his 4th put out of the game. All 4 outs so far have been fly balls to center field. And Ross is up, batting .270 with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be the first out that hasn't been a fly ball to center. That's going to be a ground ball down to second. 52 and an H, probably fielding column 2. And just barely fielding column 1. So with runner on first, they're going to get the lead runner out. And that'll be out number 2. The old 4-6 put out. And now Young down at first and Bresnahan to the plate. And Rogers batting .314 on the year, 2 homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a 65, 2 outs. That's going to be the old ground ball down the first, unassisted by Phil. He takes it himself for out number 3. And we go to the top of the third, top of the order due up here for the Cubbies. And you can see the upcoming games here for the Giants. After this game, they stay home and play the Brooklyn Dodgers 3-game series. And then after that 3-game series, they stay home and play the Braves. And we got the bottom part of the top of the order due up here for the Cubbies, like I say. Phil Cavaretta, followed by Riggs Stevens and Hack Wilson. And Phil's batting .271 on the year. He's flown out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 41 and a 56. I don't know, 41's going to be ball 1 to him. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Can Phil get aboard here? And he will. He squares this 1-0 pitch up against Jeff. And that's going to be a double in the right field. But remember, in the top of the second, they had a leadoff triple and couldn't score. Let's see if they can do better now with a leadoff double. And Riggs Stevens up with nobody out. And Riggs is 0 for 1. He grounded out to first his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, a big strikeout by Jeff. Now there's one out, and the runner still down at second. And that is the second strikeout of the game for Jeff. Brings up Hack Wilson. He grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And the runner, nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts by Jeff. So it's up to Kiki Kyler. Led off the second with a triple. Can he deliver here and drive in Phil from second? And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And again, the leadoff batter gets aboard and goes nowhere. And it's still a 0-0 game as we go to the bottom of the third. We got the bottom part of the order due up here for the G-men. You got Jackson, Tresla, and then back to Frankie Frisch at the top. And Travis is batting .229 with a homer and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Banks for out number one. And you see that the Cubbies are batting .215 on the year with an on-base percentage of .283, slugging of .396, and an OPS of .679. And the Giants are batting .247, a .309 on-base percentage, a .393 slugging, and a .707 on-base slugging percentage. Jeff Tressler's up now. He's 3 for 3 because we don't need 1 for 3 on the season, batting .333 because we don't need a stinking DH, Jeff says. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jeff's out of there on strikes. That's Mordecai's first strikeout of the game. And back to the top of the order now with 2 outs. Frankie Frisch flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be another fly ball to center field, and that'll end this inning. We go to the top of the fourth. Nothing. Got Kling due up, followed by Banks and English. Johnny grounded into a force play his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play of 54 on a 36. And that's going to be a ball 1 to Johnny. See if he can do something with this 1-0 pitch. And nope, that's going to be a lazy ground ball down the second, and that's out number 1. And Clinton Parks joins us here. Yeah, you presume right, Mr. Parks. Yeah, and Ernie's up now. Batting .115. He grounded out to short his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Ott and left. And that's 2 quick outs here in the fourth inning. And that brings up Woody English. And Woody walked his first time up. And that's going to be another fly ball. And you guessed it, out to center field. Mays makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 goes the Cubbies. To the bottom of the fourth we go. And we'll have Lindstrom, Terry, and Mays due up. Freddie flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball this time. Reed Stevens calls for it. Makes the catch in right for out number 1. And Bill Terry's up, and guess where he did? He flew out to center his first time up. Here's the pitch to Bill. And there we go again, another fly ball. And now this one again hit out the right field. Looks like it's deja vu all over again. Whatever Freddie does, Terry does. Now there's 2 outs. That brings up Willie Mays. And Mays walked his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit, infield hit for Mays. He's aboard here with 2 outs. And Mel Ott is up. And Ott, he did what? He flew out to center his first time up. Here's the pitch to Mel. And that's going to be against the righty, 22. And that's going to be a fly ball. And this time Hack Wilson makes the catch out in left field. So 3 fly balls to end the inning. Mays gets stranded at first. To the top of the 5th we go. I didn't realize that was the first hit of the ball game. That infield dribbler was the first hit of the ball game for the Giants. And now you got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Cubbies. Johnny walked his first time up. He'll be followed by Brown and Phil Cavaretta. And here's the pitch to Johnny. And he gets a hold of this. Johnny Evers trying to get on base here. Get this inning started. And that's going to be a single in the left field. Ott gets to it quickly. Holds Johnny to that single. So now you got Johnny down at first. And Mordecai Brown's going to try to bunt him over in the scoring position. Mordecai struck out his first time up. And that's going to be 2 strikes on him. He misses both attempts to bunt. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball right in front of the plate. The only play for Bresnahan's going to be firing it down the first with Terry covering. And so that'll get the runner in the scoring position now with 1 out. And back to the top of the order we go. And Phil, he has doubled and flew out the center. Here's the pitch to Phil. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second on a 9. Should be fielding column 1. Yeah. And the runner, actually, that's going to be a pop up down the third. The runner will hold for out number 2. So it's going to take a 2-out base hit by Riggs here to get the job done. Riggs is grounded out the first and struck out. Yeah, it's a good pitching duel here, ain't it? And we drop a dice for the first time in the game. Makes it official. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. He'll fire over to first, Jackson will, to end this inning. Actually, it's going to be a pop-up down the short to end the inning. So the Cubbies strand 1 to the bottom of the 5th we go. Young, Bresnahan, and Jackson due up. Ross grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the English. He's got it. Fires over to Phil for out number 1. And here comes Bresnahan up. He grounded out the first, his first time up in the second. And another ground ball down the third and another out. 2 quick outs the third. Brings up Travis Jackson. And Jackson's 0 for 1. He grounded out the short his first time up. And not this time, folks. He squares this one up with 2 outs. And that ball is high. How far is this ball going to travel, folks? That is the question. And that ball is out of here, folks. Kiss it goodbye. Travis Jackson with a solo homer here in the 5th. Makes it a 1-0 ball game. Hit that one down the left field line on the short porch here on the Polo Grounds. And now you got Jeff up. And Jeff struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play. 45 on a 36. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. Let's see if Brown can make a good play here. And he does. He tosses that ball over to first. And that'll be out number 3. But the Jackson homer gives the Giants a 1-0 lead. Only the second hit of the ball game for the Giants. We go to the top of the 6th. We got Wilson due up, followed by Kyler, and then Kling. Hack, he is grounded out to the pitcher and struck out. And not this time. That ball is high. How far is this one going to go, folks? And that ball's out of here. Hack Wilson turns on this one and hits it down that left field line also. So now it's 1-1, just like that. Hack Wilson with his 5th homer of the year. Now Kyler's up. He tripled in the second and flew out the center in the third. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So Jeff settles down after the homer, gets a strikeout. And now you got Johnny Kling up with nobody on and one out. Kling is grounded into a force play and grounded out the second and the fourth. And that's going to be an infield hit by Kling. He turns on the afterburners here, gets himself a base hit. Frankie Frisch is able to knock it down, but has no play. That brings up Ernie Banks. Ernie is definitely struggling on this season so far, only batting 113. He's 0 for 2 today. He grounded out the short in the second, flew out the left in the fourth. Here's the pitch to Banks. And that's going to be a tailor-made double play down to Frankie Frisch. He's up with it over to Jackson, over to Terry. 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. But the home run by Wilson ties this game up as we go to the bottom of the sixth. And we got the top of the order due up here against Three Finger Brown, Frisch, Lindstrom, and Terry. Frankie has flown out the center in the first and the third. Here's the pitch to Frankie, and that's going to be 24. That's going to be a fly ball this time out the right field. Riggs has got it for out number one. And here comes Freddie. And Freddie's 0 for 2. He flew out the center in the first, flew out the right in the fourth. So here's Freddie, and that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. So he makes sure Kyler's keeping busy today. And that's 2 outs. Now it's up to Bill Terry. And Bill Terry's done everything that Freddie's done. He's flown out the center in the first and flew out the right and the fourth. Let's see if he flies out the center here in the sixth. We drop the dice. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So he finally breaks that streak. Terry gets aboard here with a 2-out hit. That brings up Mays now. And Mays is 0 for 1, 1 for 1 today. He walked his first time up, that's right. And he has one of the 3 hits, a single back in the fourth. And that's going to be a 26. That's going to be a ground ball down the third. Matter of fact, it might be a strikeout. Yep, he strikes Mays out. So that ends the inning. We go to the top of the seventh. Giants strand 1. It's still a tie ball game, folks. 1 apiece. You got English, Johnny, and maybe a pitch hitter for Brown. Depends what the first 2 guys do. If there's nobody on in 2 outs, we probably let Brown keep pitching. Here's the pitch to Woody. He's 0 for 1. He's walked and flown out the center. And that's going to be a fly ball out to the left. And Ott's got room out there, makes the catch for out number 1. And here's Johnny. Johnny Evers is 1 for 1. He's walked and singled in the fifth. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Now we got a decision to make. Do we take Brown out? He's thrown a 3-hit, 1-run game. Or do we pitch it for him? See who we got on the bench. Got Stan Hack or Grime would be the 2 guys I would be looking at. You know what? We're going to let him in the game. We're going to let him try to bunt him over to second, let him get in scoring position here. Because the bullpen for these Cubbies is not the greatest. So we're going to let MORDECAI try to lay down a bunt here. And a 24. And that's not going to be great. That's going to be popped up. Let's see here on the center. A 36 on a 9 should be fielding column 1. And it is. Let's see here. Is that popped up? Nope, that's going to be the old 1-6-3 double play. So that didn't work out. 1-6-3 double play ends the inning. So we go to the 7th inning stretch, still And Bresnahan due up here. Mel is flown out the center and to the left. Here's the pitch to Mel. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Johnny. He's up with it, fires over to first for out number 1. That brings up Ross Young. And Young, he's over 2. He's grounded into a force play and grounded out the third. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center. Kiki Kyler makes his catch. And that's 2 quick outs here. And we go to Travis. No, we go to Bresnahan now. Bresnahan's grounded out twice, once to first, once to third. And here's the pitch to Bresnahan. And he gets a base hit in the right field. So a 2-out hit here by the Giants. And the go-ahead runs down at first with 2 outs for Travis Jackson, who homered his last time up. He grounded out the short and the third. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Brown's up with it, tosses it over to first, and that'll end the inning. To the top of the 8th we go. The top of the order due up here against Jeff. This will be his last inning one way or the other. He's due to lead off the bottom of the 8th. He's going to face Calavito, Stevenson, and Wilson. Phil is 1 for 3 with a double. He flew out the center in the first, popped up the third in the 5th. And there he gets a hold of this one. Phil's having a good day here. See where this ball lands at. That'll land out in right field. And he's got himself a leadoff double. So Phil's in scoring position here with nobody out for Stevens. But this hasn't worked for the Cubbies getting a leadoff batter aboard. They done it in the first, they done it in the third, and came up empty. Can they deliver here in the 8th? Riggs, he's 0 for 3, grounded out the first in the first, struck out in the third, and popped up the short in the 5th. And that's going to be a infield against the Giants. 2, 11, 17, 22. That should be fielding column 1 already. 30, yep, fielding column 1. And that's going to be a foul ball out in left field. Jackson goes out and makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. 1 down now. Here comes the man that's driven in the only run, Mac Wilson. He's 1 for 3 with a homer in the 6th. He's grounded out to the pitcher in the first, struck out in the third. Can he deliver here in the 8th? And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. 54 on a 3. Might be fielding column 2. Barely column 1. And Phil's going to stay put. He's not going to chance it here with 2 outs. Getting thrown out. A single is going to score him anyway with 2 outs. There's 2 outs, and Kiki Kyler's having a well of a game here. Kyler's 1 for 3. He has tripled and made umpteen nice plays out in center. He's flown out the center and struck out in the 6th. Can Kiki come up with a key base hit here in the 8th? And nope, that's going to be a pop-up. Nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd. And that'll end the inning as Frisch fires over to first. So again, the leadoff double goes nowhere, folks. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still a 1-1 game. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Jeff. Then back to the top of the order, and Frankie and Freddie. Tresla pitches a nice 8 innings. 1 run on 7 hits. He could still win this game, depending on what happens here in the bottom of the 8th. See who's going to come off the bench and bat against Mordecai. And Mike's going to come off the bench. See what he can do against 3-Finger Brown.
Donlin.
Let's see here. Pitch hit here for Jeff. Where is he at? Where's Mike at? So Mike Donlin's going to pitch hit. He's batting .250 with 2 homers and 3 RBIs on the year. He'll be followed by Frisch and Lindstrom. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a rare play on a 16 on a 40. 16 on a 40 is going to be strike one, or ball one rather. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Mike Donlin. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Riggs and right for out number 1. And Frankie Frisch is up now. And Frankie is 0 for 3 on the day. He has flown out the center twice and once to right. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Mordecai strikes him out for out number 2. And up to the plate now with 2 outs and nobody on is Freddie Lindstrom. He has flown out 3 times, twice to center and once to right. And not this time. Old Freddie gets a hold of this one, folks. And that ball is laced in the left field, but Wilson gets over quickly, cuts it off. And with 2 outs, and this is a tie ball game, Freddie's going to stop at first. And that brings up Bill Terry. And Terry is 1 for 3. He singled in the 6th, flew out the center in the 1st and right in the 4th. Here's the pitch to Bill. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Kyler in center. That ends the 8th. To the top of the 9th we go. It's 1-1. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch for the G-men. You got 3 righties due up. And I think it's going to be Fitzsimmons is going to come out of the bullpen. So Fitzsimmons is going to come out of the pen. Try to keep this a tie ball game. And this is Freddie Fitzsimmons' 4th appearance. He's 0-1 with a lofty 15.75 ERA. Let's see what game he got blown up in. Okay, replay daily. Well, not really any one particular game. Every outing he's given up at least 2 runs in every outing so far this year. So, and he's pitched an inning, gave up 2 runs on the 22nd. He pitched an inning, gave up 2 runs on the 26th. And he pitched 2 innings and gave up 3 runs on the 28th. So Freddie's just been beat around. Hey, legends. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, heck of an ERA. And up to the plate steps Johnny Kling, followed by Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks, and Woody English. Johnny's got a hit today. He singled back in the 6th. He grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd and grounded in out the 2nd in the 4th. Here's the pitch to Johnny. And that's going to be a fly ball out the maze in center for out number 1. Here comes Mr. Cub himself. And I'm going to try to do the Legends reverse jinx. Mr. Cubby is struggling, folks. He is 0 for 3 today. He is grounded out the 2nd and out the short in the 2nd. He's flown out the left in the 4th and hit into a 4-6-3 double play in the 6th. He's batting $111 on the season. Can Mr. Banks do something here in the top of the 9th? And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Mr. Banks at least gets aboard there, legends. Didn't jinx him, reverse jinx him enough to win the game, but he's aboard with a 1-out single. Let's see if he's going to take off. I don't have Fitz's move on there, it don't look like. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, guys. It looks like I didn't put Fitzsimmons' move factor into the notes here. Give me a second, a little behind the scenes here. Looks like I missed that. Where's Fitzsimmons at? There he is. Yeah, sure did miss his move factor. Alrighty. Move factor of 2 plus 2. Okay. Now back to the game. After we put that in there so I can see what's going on here. Now we're set. All right, so he's got a move factor of 2. Make sure I got it right. Move factor of 2. And Bresnahan's got a -1 arm. So that'd be a -1, a 19. 19. That would be a 41. We're going to let him stay put until there's 2 outs. So English is going to swing away with Banks down at first. Banks is going to, yeah, we're going to keep him down at first. English is 0 for 2. He's walked, flown out the center and to left. Here's the pitch to Woody. And that's going to be against 15. That's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Mel Ott makes the catch for out number 2. And now we are going to try to get Banks down the second here with 2 outs and Johnny coming up to the plate. What did I say it was? It's going to be a 19, a 41, didn't I? Yep, a 41 or lower. He's safe at second, and he's in there with a stolen base. So Mr. Cubby steals second, gets in scoring position here for Johnny Evers. And the question is, do you walk Evers and make you have to take Brown out of the game? I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to walk Johnny. His run means nothing down there at second. So Johnny's going to walk. That's going to force their hand to take Brown out of the game for a pitch hitter here against Fitz. And let's see. Stan Hack's going to come off the bench and try to win this game here. Well, at least give them the lead. Can't say win it. Giants will have a chance in the bottom of the 9th. So up to the plate's going to step Stan Hack. Hack his way into the lead here. And Stan is batting .333 on the year. He's got a homer and 2 RBIs. So here's the pitch to Stan. And that's going to be against first and second. And that's going to be a pop up down the third. That's going to end the inning. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th with a 1-run ball game, folks. Let's see, he's going to come out of the bullpen here to pitch. Mays, Ott, and Young. Well, you don't have to worry about a lefty coming out of the bullpen for the Cubbies because they don't have a lefty. So let's see here. I think Bill Lee's going to come out of the bullpen. Try to keep this a tie ball game and force it into extra innings. So Bill Lee's coming out of the pen. Try to keep this a tie ball game. And this is Bill's third appearance, no record with a 4.5 ERA. And he's got the 3-4-5 headers due up here in the ninth. And you see the Cubbies' upcoming schedule. They leave New York to go to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates for 3. Then they take on the Cardinals out in St. Louis. After that, Mays is 1 for 2. He's walked, singled, and struck out. Here's the pitch to Willie. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Lee makes a nice pitch. Mays gets all tangled up. And that's out number 1 here in the ninth. Now comes the lefties coming up against him. And Ott and Young, and Mel's 0 for 3. He's flown out the center left and grounded out the second in the 7th. And that ball is high. That ball is long gone, folks. Mel Ott turns on this one, hits it out the deep right field, and the Giants walk this game off. Mel Ott not having a lefty in that bullpen cost the Cubbies, in my opinion. And that's your ball game, folks. 2-1. Giants win the rubber game of this series. Give the Cubbies credit. The last 2 games holding these Giants, I think, to 3 runs. 3 runs, if I remember right. I think they won 2-1. Let's check it before we do the box score. Yep, they won 2-1. And then they just lost 2-1. They've held the Giants line up to 3 runs in 18 innings. That's not a small task, folks. And they only win 1 of the games, and that'll be the walk-off. The Star will. So the Cubbies, they came into New York and gave them all they could handle. The Giants take 2 out of 3, though. The Giants, 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The Cubbies out-hit them but couldn't outscore them. They had their chances. Remember, they had nobody out, runner down at third in the second. They had a leadoff double. Let's look here. They had a leadoff triple in the second. They had a leadoff double in the third. The only leadoff run that scored was Hack Wilson's leadoff homer. They had a leadoff double in the 8th. So they had their opportunities, folks. And don't forget, in the second, they actually had a bases loaded. Came up empty with bases loaded. So let's go back here and look at the box score. They definitely had their opportunities, the Cubbies did. 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Phil was 2 for 4. Johnny Evers was 2 for 2. You had the big home run by Hack Wilson. Like I say, they left 8 men on base, had their opportunities. The Giants didn't have anybody with a multiple hit game. They didn't even get a runner in scoring position, folks. Won this game and never had 1 runner in scoring position. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, this was a classic, wasn't it? 2 home runs did them in. The Travis Jackson homer and the Mel Ott homer. They left 5 men on base. The long ball did them in. The short porch here and Polo Grounds, both in left and right field, did them in. Mordecai Brown gets a no decision. Goes 8 innings, 5 hit, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 3, gave up the home run to Jackson. And Bill Lee comes in, picks up his first loss. A third of an inning, 1 hit, 1 run, struck out 1, and gave up the homer to Mel Ott. Jeff Tresla, he gets a no decision, pitches 8 good innings, 7 hits, 1 run, walked 2, struck out 4 in the home run to Hack Wilson. And Fitzsimmons comes in and gets the win. He's 1-1, pitched 1 inning, 1 hit, and walked 1. Oh, thanks, Ken. Appreciate it, man. Like I say, a hell of a game. The Cubbies played 2 great games. I only got 1 win out of it. Let's check the standings and the leaderboard now for the National League. And the Giants are now a game and a half up on the Phillies. The Reds Braves are 2 games back. Cubbies are now 2.5 games back along with the Pirates. The Dodgers are 4 games back, and the Cardinals are 5.5. And look at that. Chuck Klein leading the National League with a 434 batting average makes old Ken Castro happy. And now you got Lindstrom and Mays tied with 7 homers. And Hank Aaron's got 17 RBIs on the year. And old Clark Griffith with his 1.8 ERA is leading the National League. And you got 3 pitchers tied with 3 wins. And Grissom for the Giants has gotten 4 saves, leading the National League. Hank Aaron still leading in the MVP voting. And Noodles Hahn's leading in the Best Pitcher Award. And I believe the next games on the channel is going to be what that was. It's going to be American League game, and I believe it's going to be the Yankees. But don't hold me to it. Let's see here. Everybody plays there. So yeah, it's going to be the Yankees against the Orioles. Gomez against Pelty. How many game series is that? That's a 1, 2. No, it's not. Yeah, 2. That's a 3. Is it a 4-game series? Nope, that's a 3-game series. The Yankees and the Orioles in Baltimore, in B-Town. So, like I say, game number 1 of that series will be on May 2nd. Gomez against Pelty. Should be a good game. Oh, thank you, Clinton. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate anybody that does hit that like button. Alrighty, folks. Like I say, let's go back and look at that. The first game, what was the box score of that first game? I think the Giants beat up on them in that first game. No, that was a close game too. 5-4. Let's see here. Like I say, the Cubbies gave them everything they could and still only got 1 win out of that. Let's check out the scorecard here. Cubbies tried to come back in the ninth. They had a RBI single, a walk, and couldn't get them in. Had first and second, couldn't get them in the ninth. So they tried, like I say, they tried. Giants had that big 4th inning. Yeah, they had the big old 4th inning with a leadoff single, a hit by pitch, a walk, and then a 2-run single, and then another 2 RBI triple by Bresnahan. But yeah, like I say, every game was a 1-run game. The Giants only scored 8 runs in the 3 games, and to do that against the G-men is something, folks, because that's one hell of a lineup. Ken Castro will attest to that. One hell of a lineup to give up 8 runs in a 3-game series. It's like I say, the next game was 2-1. Cubbies win. Cubbies won that game in the 2nd inning. Yeah. They had back-to-back-to-back doubles to win that game 2-1. Who pitched that game? Oh, that's right. That was Lonnie Warnick. Went the distance. Yeah, Lonnie went the distance. Held the Giants to 1 run on 2 hits. And if I remember right, the first hit was a homer by Lindstrom. Yep. I gave him a 1-0 lead. Then he didn't give up another hit until the 7th inning, a double. Yeah, like I say, Lindstrom led off the first 2 games for him with homers. Yeah. Then, like I say, the game we just watched, Giants winning in the ninth on the home run by Mel Ott. I want to thank Clinton Parks, Legend Sports Universe, and 007 for stopping in today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and like Clinton said, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, guys, you all have a great day and take care.